Right, let's take you to this developing story. Israeli vessels are reportedly surrounding the Alma, one of the flotilla's ships.
This is the Flotilla that's making its way towards Gaza, trying to break an Israeli siege that's lasted for many years around the Palestinian enclave. Mandla Mandela, the grandson of the late Nelson Mandela, is among the people who are on these dozens of vessels that are trying to break the siege, and sent out this message a short time ago.
Comrades and friends, this is Mandla Mandela, one of the South African delegates from South Africa. We are seeing Israeli force ship that are coming on towards closer to our boat, and a possible interception. And we are calling on the entire global community to ensure that you exert pressure on your governments to call for our safe passage to Gaza. If we are abducted and taken by the Israeli forces, we call on you to exert pressure on your government to call for our immediate release. Thank you.
That is Mandla Mandela. They're on board one of the flotillas there. And remember what happened earlier on, right? Where we were being told by some of those on board, particularly our South African activists, they're saying that the Alma did come under attack. And I do understand that at some point we might have live visuals, Tembegile, to give us a sense of what exactly is currently happening, because there has been somewhat of, a coming and going of these visuals. Let's take a look now at what is currently taking place.
There they are. I'm not sure if we'll be able to hear anything, but what usually happens during these interceptions of missions of this kind to try and break the Israeli siege over Gaza to deliver humanitarian aid, including food and medical supplies, is that Israeli forces will intercept the boats, and then they'll make their way onto these boats. And what would usually happen is the arrest of the people who are part of the mission.
And of course, this latest Gaza-bound grouping, right, consists of over 40 boats, over 500 and around 500 people that are currently trying to break that siege and hoping that they can be able to bring some humanitarian assistance there to the people of Gaza. And of course, the activists saying that they're prepared for whatever is to come, because for them, it is important that they actually do complete this particular mission.
Very briefly, by the way, we spoke to Zugiso Wana, one of the South African members of this. There you go. You're looking at some of the activists showing heart signs, then perhaps an indication that they're unharmed despite the interception by Israeli forces. When we spoke to Zugiso about 24 hours ago, she was telling us that there's determination, but there's also a great deal of anxiety because they don't know how much force will be used against them, because this is the largest flotilla of its kind trying to make its way to Gaza, but the interception was expected nonetheless.
And I suppose the next few hours are going to be quite critical as to are they able to execute this mission or not? Because as you can see there, the network unstable, but also at times, as we've heard from some of those activists, is that when interception happens for about an hour and a half or even to 2 hours, they're not able to even have signal of any kind.
And we'll keep track of that story and come back to it as and when we've got the latest from one of those boats, or quite a few of them, and show you as much as we can in terms of what's going on tonight.